the girl accidentally discovered that her fiancé had gone to celebrate the birthday of a scheming woman on their engagement day. Not only did the scheming woman post provocative content on her social media, but she also affectionately referred to the fiancé as her lover in the caption. Seeing that the engagement was doomed to be a joke, the girl, in a fit of anger, rushed to the hotel where the birthday celebration was taking place. The fiancé thought the girl had come to apologize, but he was completely taken aback when she picked up the cake and threw it right in his face. After declaring their breakup, the girl turned around and left without looking back. Her friends, seeing that she was truly furious, urged the fiancé to chase after her, but he was convinced that she couldn't live without him and would soon come crawling back for forgiveness. However, as soon as the girl went downstairs, she was drawn by the sound of melodious piano music. Following the sound, she saw a handsome man playing the violin. Despite the cheerful melody, the man's face was filled with sorrow. He was none other than the second son of the Jin family, the wealthiest family in Gyeongchang. To deal with the family's pressure to get married, he had already instructed his butler to find a woman to marry immediately. Just as the butler was at a loss, he happened to see the girl in her wedding dress. He quickly pulled her aside and proposed a marriage of convenience, promising that she would become the lady of the Jin household if she agreed. After hesitating for a while, the girl, eager to escape her parasitic family, nodded in agreement. The butler then brought out a marriage contract for her to sign. That very night, the butler moved the girl into the villa. It was said that although the second son of the Jin family had dominated Gyeongchang at a young age, he was actually a cold-hearted person in private. There was a story about a servant who was expelled from the Jin household just for accidentally bumping into his clothes while serving food. Hearing this, the girl was terrified, but she steeled herself and brought the food inside. To her surprise, instead of a scolding, the second son's usually cold face softened into a rare smile when he saw her. It turned out that she was the very person he had been searching for all these years. He had fallen in love with her at first sight during a violin competition years ago and had been trying to find her ever since, without success. Fate, however, had brought her to him. Meanwhile, news of the second son's return had spread throughout Gyeongchang, and many prestigious families were eager to collaborate with him. The girl's fiancé was no exception. After receiving a call from his father, urging him to do whatever it took to get close to the Jin family, he was initially planning to leave the matter to the girl. However, he was informed by his secretary that she had submitted her resignation 3 days earlier. Furious, he called her to demand an explanation, but she refused to tolerate his behavior any longer, telling him that she was already married before hanging up. The fiancé, in a rage, decided to teach the girl a lesson and immediately called her mother, believing that she, being greedy for wealth, would never let go of him as a potential rich husband. As expected, when the girl saw her mother, she was met with a barrage of scolding. However, the girl was no longer affected by such treatment and showed her mother her marriage certificate. Seeing the second son's name on the certificate, the mother burst into laughter, thinking that her daughter must have forged the document, as it was impossible for her to marry the most prestigious man in Gyeongchang.